We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, fast.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Team Homan rocks. Team Mowat rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Good evening. I'm Chris Daw, joined by Jim Nix. Welcome to the Speedy Creek Shootout in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Tonight's featured game. It is night all the way across this country. Steve Laycock, right out of Swift Current, Saskatchewan, and Mr. Klima out of the Czech Republic, Prague to be precise. How's it going, Jim?
Hi, very well, Chris. Very well. See if I can get an echo here.
We're well into the first end, and it looks like Klima may have the hammer. We'll confirm that in a little bit, as we've got several rocks in the house this evening as we get started on this second game of the tournament. And they look like they're going right into it pretty quick. Looking for a draw, I think, here, Jim.
Yeah, they're putting that pretty early here. Sorry, Chris, I'm just going to go there and trying to figure out.
That's all right. We'll let you sort that out for a second. Here comes the throw. And we had some interesting ice calls and a little bit of challenging ice in the first game. We'll see if that changes. This looks looking pretty good as it makes its way into the top four. Is it got enough to get there? Just fighting.
Yeah, pretty good spot.
All right, lots of rocks in play already. As we get ready, as Steve looks like he's gonna. What's the call here? He's going to pop out the front, open her up. He doesn't look overly upset at that call. Or maybe he's coming to the top. Who knows?
Okay, see if it's any better. I don't know which.
Got a little bit of feedback there.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know why. I never had it before.
Looks like they're just trying to throw top 12, maybe. It looks about that weight. What he's doing, just guarding up the shot rock here. So Laycock is sitting 1 and 3, as Klima is sitting 2 and 4.
Yeah, the Laycock team playing just 3 probably. Or they have Steve Laycock's not here, obviously.
A little upweight shot, going to open it up a little bit. Jams it back, pops it out, but Laycock still sitting 2. Well, that changed the scenery a tiny bit, but didn't change the overall outcome very much.
Okay, see if this is any better. Doesn't sound like it.
Well, it's a little bit better there, Jim. You're getting a lot less echo. You know, we try our very best to bring you the best commentating we can, but it is Jim's in Nova Scotia, I'm in BC, and the game is in Saskatchewan. So, geez, there's traveling distance for you.
Yeah, we got that covered anyways.
So it looks like Laycock is still sitting shot, and now perhaps 3rd. And this is a much different game than what we saw. The decisions are coming fast and furious. This Klima team out of Prague is heading to Worlds. Unfortunately, Steve just didn't quite make it. Not this time around, but he'll give it a run and make sure that he's playing up to the level that this Czech team is and challenge them all the way.
Yeah, Sean Meacham is skipping probably today, and he's done this a number of times this year because Steve has had a lot of mixed doubles commitments that made it impossible for him to be here for a lot of events.
So there's an attempt at a raise into the forefoot. Didn't quite get it. Maybe a bit too heavy, I would think there, Jim. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I just finally, I think you can hear me decently now. So, so now I can actually watch what's going on. Sorry about that, everybody, but we'll get it straight. So, yeah, I mean, the Klima's not in too bad a position here, though, even though he has only 2nd shot, but he's not bad. He's got a rock in a pretty good place. Meacham's going to have a hard time doing too much with that.
Looks like maybe a draw in here. Put the pressure on.
Yeah, go for a little less ice.
Yeah, we had, this is the same sheet that I was doing the game just before this. There was a little run that kept her straight, but once she gets off that ridge, she tends to take off on you pretty good. This looks a bit heavy for what they wanted. Yep, gonna come out the back.
Yeah, a little bit heavy for sure. Not the best spot. You're just trying to find out how much they can see here.
I think it's about 3/4 of a stone on that side.
Yeah, I don't know this team at all. I don't know for sure. I didn't do any research on this. Wasn't thinking we had these guys, so I'm just kind of trying to find out a little bit about them as we go along here. as is the case with almost everybody now, from Europeans to the Asians to the Canadians and North Americans in general. Everybody throws it good. So it's more about understanding the game and setting everything up the way you need to set it up than anything else, because they all technically are very good.
Yeah, Klima's percentage win-loss record's about 54.5% this season. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, depending on what he's playing in, for sure. I haven't seen too much of him, obviously, but...
Well, there we go. That gives them a definitive second shot. But still, Laycock with shot stone there. Now he's going to look at perhaps guarding.
Yeah. It's Sean Meacham having a look to see whether or not he can buy that guard and make the double on the yellows. That would be tough, I think.
Yeah, I think he's... I mean, I wouldn't want to draw in too close here.
Yeah, you got to be careful you don't set something up. Make it better for the other team sometimes. A lot of discussion here. Using up all that time they saved earlier. So it looks like he's basically playing a guard. Kind of a tight guard even in the 12-foot's good.
Yeah, if he offsets just on top of that that other yellow stone there, I think we might be okay. But he's definitely got to protect that shot stone. It's deep, so got to be careful of those raises all the way across.
Yeah, because
so looks like Meacham's playing. I think Steve's got a lot of the mixed doubles commitments. That's why he may not be here.
No, he's probably in Summerside as we speak.
So that's maybe a bit deeper than what they wanted.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be real happy with that. He's lucky that it didn't curl up a little tiny bit more. It would have made this little yellow, red tap would have been awfully easy. It's still fairly easy, but he's got to be careful because he's going to leave a lot of red ones around.
Yeah, it's an interesting call here. They look like they're going to draw in. And there's the hits that they're playing out. Wonder what they're going to call here. I would think some sort of raise.
Yeah, I think there's a couple options. He's got the out turn, come around, tap the red on the yellow, and then on the other yellow, that's one option. He could come around the guard tight, play the yellow that's at the top of the 8-foot onto the red and manage to, and that looks like maybe he's going to throw. He can throw this with actually full takeout weight and make contact with the red, hit half a yellow, make contact with the red on the yellow, which would also drive it back on the other red. This is going to sound very complicated, but it's not really that. And without really, I don't think he runs a great deal of risk here, especially having hammer here. I think this is an opportunity to maybe set himself up to generate more than the single point.
Yeah, he's going to have to watch this taking off. In the game prior to this, we saw a lot of rocks get caught up on those front guards. He looks like he threw it out just a little bit. That may be enough, but we'll see. It's going to take off on him, like I called it. It's going to wreck on that front guard, and that's. I guess we're fortunate enough. I worked this sheet just prior to this, and we saw that ridge. And once it breaks off that ridge, it certainly takes off.
Yeah, that didn't appear that had really any chance of making that shot. So if he was a little tight, maybe, but it sounds like sounds from your chat and what they just happened, they probably need a little more weight and a little more ice for that shot.
Yeah, the risk they run on if they play anything off that that red is jamming it onto the back. I mean, there is the opportunity for a double if they hit that top yellow and hit it kind of straight back. It should spill through that back port, but this is certainly nothing nothing fancy. Top guard.
Yeah. There's a lonely yellow one in there, but
Hey, you want to limit what you got here.
yeah. I think Klima should have a shot after this, so I think it might not be a gimme shot, but he should have a shot because he would have the out. I think he'll still have the out turn on the red that's frozen to the yellow. It's either that or he'll have the cold draw to the button, basically, which isn't always easy.
Skip's final stone here in the first end. Klima with hammer, and Sean just trying to limit their ability to score and see if he can take the steal. That's a little light. Leaves lots of opening opportunities here. No question about what's about to happen here, Jim.
Yeah, for me, I'm looking at this. Unless the angle's not the way we see it, to me, this is a shot probably I needed to guard more than the draw to the button. To be honest, the draw to the button's pretty difficult in the first end. So, I think if you guarded this shot and forced the Koreans to go the other way, that would have been, or the Czechs to go the other way, would have been a more difficult task. But we'll see. He hasn't played this yet, so he's not really probably 100% confident on the ice. And as we know in practice, they only really practice the draw to the button. That's it. So they don't get to see everything.
Well, we'll find out what he can do here. This is a little bit of, I would say, it's lost a lot of weight here. He doesn't have to move it much, but he's got to move it something, and he does. And he will get the one. Would have thought he would have done something else, but gets the one. So Klima gets his 1 point, and Laycock will get the hammer heading into 2. We'll be right back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
The people have spoken, the votes are in, and the players are ready to rock. At curling's first ever All-Star event, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th, where 13 of the world's best men's and women's curlers face off for a star-studded celebrity pro-am, a unique skills competition, and an all-star skins game you won't want to miss. Got a ticket? We'll see you in Music City. Don't have one? Better hurry. They're going fast. The 2025 TCG All-Star Game, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th. Let's rock.
Hi, I'm Jane. And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
It's good that they...
Well, welcome back to the Speedy Creek Shootout from Swift Current, Saskatchewan. I'm Chris with Jim. We're in the second end. Klima ended up getting one in the first, wanted to, but now Laycock has the hammer.
Yeah, he made a pretty nice little shot, though, to get us one. It was, it wasn't easy. He had nice weight control, just enough weight to play the little double tap and move his to the button. So good shot for him, and we'll see what happens here.
So standard setup, corner guards. We've been seeing this all day, all the way across the sheets. And now we'll see the draw in, I believe, is what he's going to do, stack them. Go from there. So we're talking about the sheet and how it's got a couple of ridges down the middle for sure, and maybe one in regards to our perspective on the left-hand side down the forefoot, and we'll see how that plays out. So they'll peel this out, bump it over. Maybe not peel, just bump it over, right?
Yeah, probably look to basically peel it off and then roll his to the corner, I would think.
Here he comes. And again, Sean Mitchum, or Meacham, I guess. Oh, he gets the double. There we go. That's a nice outcome.
Yeah, leaves the center guard, though. It's it did get rid of the rock at the back of the 8-foot, but it does leave an opportunity for Klima to come right around it. Guys that follow the rock down make it hard for us to see.
That's been going all day.
Yeah.
There's a nice draw in.
Yeah, perfect weight. Just need to get a little more curl, maybe a little too much ice, a little bit early to nail the ice sometimes. So
I think he'll just bump this back, follow it down, bump her back, draw in behind cover.
Yeah, a little bit of
roll.
Not
draw, roll in behind cover.
Yeah.
Who's picked up for Steve? Who's their fourth?
Yeah, I gotta catch his name on his coat there. I've seen him earlier this year, a couple of events that we did that they played with Despair, and I think it's the same guy. I just can't remember the name. So pretty good shot there. Didn't quite get the roll, but came pretty close to getting the roll.
Pretty wide open still, so you'll see a repeat. Looking to do the tap back and roll in behind cover.
Yeah, should be lots of curl to make that.
He's got to turn and give us his name. Almost got it there, Jim. Almost got it.
Yeah. Just can't quite make it out.
So there's that ridge. Once it's really holding, then once the weight comes off, it pops right off the ridge. A little bit shorter than what they wanted. That's going to help Laycock.
Yeah, definitely would like to have got there with that. At the very least, to freeze on the red rather than be short.
Yeah, you got to finish on the right side of the broom. Make sure you got enough weight to finish your shots.
It's Chris Hatcher.
So he's floated this out just a hair. And you're going to see that hold for a long, long time. Weight looks pretty good.
A little light. It's an awful lot of rocks up front for the Meacham squad. There's the Laycock team. It's you're trying to score a couple points with hammer. That's a lot of rocks out front.
Well, we've been seeing this, so I don't know if the skips are having a little bit of a hard time dialing in on the ice. Remember, this is only the second game, and tomorrow's a jam-packed day.
Yeah, probably. They'd be going all day, I would imagine. They play, it's 18 teams, 3 divisions of 6, so I think they play 5 games in the round robin. So Krupski is this fellow's last name.
And you get the Swedes tomorrow against King. First thing.
First thing, yeah.
So this is not in a particularly great position, but they'll come down, nose hit this, I would think. Maybe get the little roll.
Yeah, they really needed to get a few more inches here. Just if they'd even just got that over edge on edge with the red, they would have been in pretty good shape. But
let's see what they do.
Waiting
for it to pop off the ridge. Got to pop off the ridge. There it goes.
No, nicely done.
That's a really tricky spot. We've been seeing that all day.
Yeah, Chris Hatcher, good player. He's just seen him a lot this year, and I wasn't very familiar with him beforehand. But he's just steady. He just makes a high percentage of shots on a regular basis. So.
Well, they're talking about it. They are looking for the steal.
He's going to try to make the double here. Going to have to be pretty tight to that front one.
Well, they've got almost a full stone. I think only not even a third is covered. So with enough weight, he can probably get the double.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely can make it. You just got to be brave on the sweet call. And you can't help this. Until you get out to it. It's going to be close.
By the guard. By the guard, he got 1, if not 2. Nope, just the 1.
Yeah, it just had to be a little tighter to that guard.
A lot of yellow in there now. Looking to roll over behind cover.
Yeah, this is almost a draw. It's just kind of that back 4, back 8, and get to the inside of yours and don't tap it out, but just get the roll and then tap it to the back of the 8-foot would be a pretty good spot for him. Probably almost guarantees us 2. Klima probably has to hit whatever he can see so that it doesn't give up more than 2.
Well, still discussing the shot again. He's just worried about that finishing ice. Will they have enough room? What are their options?
I don't think he's really changed anything here. I think he's just trying to make sure everybody understands we're not really, like, I'm okay if I'm half buried in the 8-foot. It's a pretty good spot. So to get that little Christmas tree thing going there, and it should work out okay. This is going to be very good.
Lovely, Lee. Well, probably wanted a little more roll. The double is there.
Ooh, I don't know. Pretty tough. You gotta. I don't know if you can get by that guard with enough weight, Chris, to make the double, but
I think they're going to try it.
yeah.
See, it's all about risk reward here. This is that moment. I think they're discussing exactly what you said, though. Can you get past the guard?
I think if you played the hit on the outside one, so the one that you can see the most of, just played, and sat right there where he just tapped, then you've got a really good chance of holding him to one. And that just makes far more sense. To try to go for that double is, no, I don't even know that it's there, and I don't think it's worth, as you mentioned, I don't think it's really worth the risk. You got to come so close to that top guard if you ever hit it. You're giving up 3, and that would not be good.
Or more.
Or more, yeah.
Looks like he's trying to get into the crux of it.
Challenge here is to try to, if you're going to throw a weight to move this rock, then you got to try not to jam it on the back one, or at least get a little bit of an inside flop, even if it's only an inch or inch and a half or something, just so that Meacham won't be able to remove it real easily, because it's definitely going to jam on the back. Let's see how he gets along here. Lukas Klima. Sweeper's not doing much now, trying to get a little curl in it. Does need to curl a little more. This could be really good if it just comes up another bit.
Nice shot.
Yeah, that's about as good as he could do. I mean, ideally, he gets a little tiny bit more curl, although it looks like he got enough to convince Meacham to go the other way. Certainly room here, although they haven't played this a lot, so it's a little delicate coming through there and figuring out the weight and everything this early in the game, but it's safe, at least.
Thanks to all those which are watching this evening. Late your end of the neck of the woods, and only about 7 o'clock where I am.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm used to these late ones. We have a lot of them. Sometimes we're starting at like 12:30 my time. It's just like, wow. But so Krupski going on this. Krupski and Grenheim.
He's got more than enough room to get by. Has he got the weight, though?
It doesn't look like it's going to get there, I don't think. And it will not. So, new sheet, new part of ice, I guess, and didn't quite get there.
All right, that'll tie it up. 1-1 going into the third. We'll be right back.
Team Homan rocks. Team Mowat rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes, as World #1 Team Homan takes on World #1 Team Mowat in a head-to-head charity curling skins game with a twist. 8 ends, 4 rule changes, and curling like you've never seen before. Watch it live on the Grand Slam of Curling website, app, and YouTube with celebrity coaches and special guest appearances. The Curling Group's first ever Rio Mare Battle of the Sexes, April 7th, Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Get your tickets now at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Here. Well, it's 11:05.
Welcome back. We're here, third end at the Swift Current, and we've got a tie game.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tight affair so far, and both teams with Hammer didn't really have a lot going, but they were only maybe one miss away from having a lot going. So teams without have been able to limit the damage, and as a result, we're all just tied up at 1.
Yeah, apparently in the scoreboard, it's 1-1. Doesn't matter. They're hanging it a little different depending on what sheet you're on.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. There's a nice draw down. Rolls a little bit too much. And Klima with the hammer in this end. As a set of exchanges weren't able to generate more than 1 point per game. Not
No,
per
I mean,
game,
Meacham
per
had
end.
Meacham had a chance there to get us 2, but tough draw in the second end when you're going out wide and haven't really. He did a good job of figuring out the ice to get through the hole. Just didn't have enough pace on it to get to the 4-foot.
So let's see what we've got coming up now. So this one coming back, drive it back, sitting 2.
Interesting call. You could peel the front one too and peel it towards those and see if you can pick off one of them on the way by and get rid of that center guard. That would be an option.
I think this is shoe weight, Jim.
Shoe weight, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's hack, but I never saw anybody quite do it like that before. I guess for me, that would be a pretty lightweight. My shoe size is like 7.5, but his look much bigger than that.
So this is up weight. It's holding that ridge like we talked about earlier. Hasn't quite come over, which is what he needed. And he'll roll the opposite way. So that works for him.
Yeah, I think that's better myself. I think that's a better roll than the other, to be honest.
I got to agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
So let's see. They're looking for the hit and the roll over towards the button. If I understood the call correct.
Yeah.
Just past that guard.
It's a great shot by Grinheim there.
I think that had a little bit down weight, more than a little less than what they wanted. They weren't going to get the roll on that. And they're lucky they didn't quite hit the guard. But nice shot, all in all.
Yep. It'll be his second stone, Merrick Chernovsky.
He's going to do the same thing. And this one's going to roll too far. So a series of exchanges. And now we're wide open on the opposite side. What's he going to do? Is he going to come down and sit on top? Or he's going to look to take it out and roll the opposite way?
Yeah, I think he's going to hit it. He doesn't have hammer. I don't think he wants to have anything start building there. So hit this and roll probably underneath is one that's on the almost on the button there.
It's up weight. We saw the extra shake of the broom. It's got to come off that ridge a little bit.
It's well past that. It's going to maybe not. He made contact.
Is it going to stick around? No. So, little bump.
Yeah, a little bump and a little flop inside. It's going to be tough to get. It's not, it's certainly half buried or more. So, no, probably not more. Probably half buried. And have to be very delicate with this. Working hard on this.
So that's going to sit behind cover nicely. Yes, bumps it, but sitting second shot now.
Yeah, pretty not a bad shot, but you do have a hammer here, and you really would have liked to move that. I think I would have been shot rock and off the button at least. It's Highchart. Again, I don't know how to say his last name. I think it's Highchart.
Making their way down. This one's got to break off that line, get off the ridge, and come on down. So that's a nice guard.
Yeah, good job there. I think you got to run the center guard, really. Or at least, okay, he's going to play the double peel. That's okay, too. I might want to keep that one and just run the center one, but...
Yeah, I don't know, opening it up when you don't have hammer?
Yeah, he does have hammer.
Oh, he does. My apologies. I got her backwards.
That's all right.
Happens to the best of us.
That's right. This looks good. Very well done. Get that red one out. You will. It's a nice shot. Imagine Meacham will pay a hit now. Looking a little bit like we might be blanking this end by the time we get to it.
That would be the first one I saw today. Nobody's blanked an end so far as I'm aware.
No, and these guys started off, like Sue said, in the first end before I was able to speak without an echo. It was, they went right at it early, so that doesn't lend itself to a whole lot of blank ends, that's for sure.
Well, I think that's exactly the setup we're looking at here.
Yeah, be looking to roll a little bit to the to the left in the long view here. Roll right out probably to the edge of the 8-foot would be a good spot. Hopefully be fairly flat.
Haven't seen a measure yet either, so that's good.
This is not good.
Nope. This one even gonna catch it?
No.
Nope.
No. He slid. I think he slid a little bit tight there and was trying to get it back out and just didn't get back out far enough.
And that's unfortunate. We'll see if Klima can now take advantage, which he should be able to.
Yeah, it's got a good possibility here. He just has to, going to play the raise takeout on his own, try to roll his shooter behind the corner over there, and the yellow would stay right on the tee line, which would be perfect. Not easy to separate these, but certainly quite possible. A couple of different ways that could end up doing it, but
all right. This is Klima's first stone of the third end. Skips first.
Good shot here to set up the deuce, possibly set up the deuce.
Gives it a little extra push right at the end.
Working pretty hard on this. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's not going to roll quite as much as I thought he might, but does leave a possible double.
So game on, as they call it.
Yeah, he just got caught in between there. There's a couple of ways to spread those out, and it was you just had to make the one shot where your shooter goes behind the corner guard, and the other way was to hit it a little bit more on the other side and have the back rock go over that way. So you had made it a little easy, a little tougher double, but just got to make it. Definitely got to throw it much better than his last one, and I'm sure he will.
Last rock of the third end.
With the outturn, he's not going to hit it. He may not touch it. Oh, he's going to get.
Oh, he's going to get it, but he's not going to get the other. So that'll set up the draw for two.
Yeah, good solid weight on that. So that would help him as far as making sure he made contact at least.
It was a lot more stable coming out of the hack that time. The first time he looked a little unstable. No big deal, I guess. Giving up two in the third. Remember, we're only playing 8 ends in the shootout, not the traditional 10.
So draw to the house here, basically.
Yeah, it's open free points, right? You don't want to miss this one. Throwing to backing. So that's two for Klima as we exit the third and head into the fourth. The score now 3-1. We'll see you in a minute.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
I have an idea.
Here we go again as we welcome back. It is Klima up 3-1 on Laycock heading into the fourth. And it was a pretty good end there, Jim. I'm Chris Daw, joined by Jim Nix.
Yeah, pretty, nothing real dramatic happening there, but the Czech guys did a good job of making all their shots there, and a couple shots, good shots by the skipper. The last one was just an open draw, but the little hit in the first one worked out pretty well. So, pretty good end for them. And now Sean Meacham will try to respond with a couple of his own and tie this up after 4, hopefully.
Yeah, right now Klima is sitting 2 as we are looking at looks like they're guarding?
Just a corner guard.
Oh, corner guard.
Yeah.
I get some odd views every once in a while from here. That's pretty high, corner guard.
Yeah, it's a little long for sure when you have ice. It curls. This ice curls pretty nicely. So,
Have you played here before?
No, I've never played here, but I've done an event from here earlier this year, at least one. I've never played anywhere really out west, other than Penhold, Alberta, when I was a teenager. My dad was stationed there with the Armed Forces, so.
Excellent. As we come down looking for the center guard, but that is not breaking off that ridge. Just holding that ridge all the way down, and shot stones wide open, so they're going to look to hit and roll in behind cover. Try and generate a couple points here. They've got their other corner guard set up for later on.
Yeah, lots of room to work here for Meacham's team as well. Long ways from that guard, so not really a factor. If you hit the guard, you're probably not going to hit the rock, so.
Yeah, probably not. Not that far out. So this looks pretty good. They got to work that line. Once it breaks the ridge, it really takes off. You can see that. So this is a nice shot. Very nice shot, actually.
Yeah, nice roll underneath. It's a short run back, but that's all you could do. You can't make the distance any more than you can. When it starts to roll, you've only got a couple feet to work with.
Well, this will be the run back. See what comes of it. Looking pretty good. Might be hanging out a bit, falling back maybe a bit. Nice shot. Is it going to stick around? Yes, sir. It's out, and this is wide open. And probably roll the opposite way behind their corner guard.
Yeah.
This one, they gotta let it get past that guard, and now break. Don't roll too far open, and it does, unfortunately. So you might get your blank end that you wanted there.
Yeah, it's ice is just challenging enough that you've got to figure out how to match up the ice and the weight. And I think so far that's just been a bit of a struggle for the Meacham team for sure. Probably both teams, to be honest. There's a number of shots that just that should be able to make nice rolls on, and they just haven't quite got it all figured out yet.
Well, here we go. Third's first stone, I believe. You got to watch it. Make sure it doesn't take off. You're past the guard
really
for
close
sure.
to the guard. Oof.
That'll roll open.
That's a very nice shot.
Come the opposite way.
Yeah, it's pretty buried too, Chris. It's got to see the replay here. This is on the previous shot, and you can see it just starts to go here, and they had to go hard to hold it, but then it didn't get away from them. It still stayed close enough behind that guard. It only rolled just that far. Weight control was perfect on that one.
And I think that's what we've been talking about. There's some ridges here which are really hard to read how the rocks are going to react.
Yeah.
So this one, you see it's hanging on. Has he got the weight? And now it's going to start to take. And this one's got to get up. Got to have the weight. Just a little underthrown there, I think.
Yeah, that's not real helpful, that shot. Especially because it did bury in there, so it's not, can't even really use it. So I think it must be going right around all of that, I think.
It's got a little bit less ice there, adjustment.
Odd setup for the team without hammer here, because do you want to go in or not? And if you don't, you're going to just throw the one guard up there on what you have in the house, and that's not much to guard, really, at this point.
Got to agree with that. Weiss's last stone for the Czechs. This one's not coming off that ridge. I think they're going to hit the guard. They are. Will the outcome be beneficial? All right, not happy with that. And we'll see where it's at now. So, again, Jim, just taking a look at the sheet, we've seen a few ends now, and we've seen these ridges, and they're not quite picking up on them.
Yeah, I think it seems that you're right on that. It's certainly some straight areas out there for sure, and it's you got to, that shot was probably close for weight, but you got to be a little lighter than that, give it a chance to make a break. So, or adjust the ice, and it's hard to take any more ice.
All right, so we'll see where this one goes now, if it's going to come off this ridge. There it takes it down. And being wide open, I'm not sure. They got to be careful. But again, this is pretty textbook shot, I would think.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult, really. Just talking about maybe drawing, but there's no draw there. There's no way you're going around that on the intern draw. So I think he's going to hit this and just sit. I don't know what that indicates. I don't think you want to roll too far that way.
Well, that's the challenge we've been having here. Trying to guess this all the time.
Yeah. So that looks like just a hit. I think it's basically, probably nose hit here. The problem is you're going to set up something that maybe makes it easier for him to make a double on your yellows. But I think if you could hit this and roll a little bit to the, well, depending which view you're looking at. If you're looking at the overhead, if you could roll a little bit to the left on the overhead would be a good shot. Still gives Sean Meacham a chance to play the slash and get rid of yours, but no matter what you're going to do, there's going to be something. So,
well, we'll see some rocks move around here as long as he nails the ice, the weight, of course.
Should be okay.
Okay, that rolled a little bit too far. And set her up.
Yeah, I don't see him playing that yet, but because he's going to probably lose his shooter. If he wants to get rid of that red one, well, he wouldn't want to get rid of that. He wants to get rid of the back yellow. So
well, yellow to red to yellow, we'll
Yeah.
see the red stone pop probably way over.
Yeah.
If he does sort of a hack weight or just a little bit less than backline, he should be able to stick around as long as he gets past that top yellow on the side there.
It looks like they've sort of settled on that. I don't know if he can save his shooter. If he can't save his shooter here, he's probably still gonna improve his position, but he is gonna give Klima pretty much a wide open hit on his red one, I think. See in a minute. Sean doesn't take very long to throw it once he makes the call.
Skips first stones. This is looking pretty good. Now let's see if the shooters. What happens? So can they drag it back? Pretty good outcome. It's wide open.
Yeah, it's at least he's given himself an opportunity for his last shot to be able to make something, which was the first part of that plan, was just trying to create a little easier looking shot for him for his last one, and kind of has that now. I don't know which way these guys are going to try to take this. I would think he'd be looking for a little bit of the roll under, but I'm not real sure. They did tap it the other way for a second, but just don't want to jam this on the back if you're a Klima.
Skips last stone. And Laycock's team with hammer, of course.
A lot of rotation on this one.
Well, we've seen them playing with the rotation quite a bit, more than I've seen.
Yeah.
It's going to stay on the high side and pop out. So big draw here to not give up 4.
Yeah, that's a good shot. But it was a good shot. I was thinking he'd go the other way, but that was fine. The extra rotation and everything, it just made sense for it to hold it out there. So yeah, Sean Meacham's got a challenge here, looking at 4. Not a hard draw, certainly not a pretty open, accessible draw, but whenever the other team has 4, it's not a gimme.
Now this is what did they say? Pay the skips the big bucks.
Yeah. Still a little bit of clean for the sweepers here.
He can throw into that back rock, so he's got some backing, but
going
has
pretty
he got
hard
the
right
weight?
now.
Has he got the weight? He does not.
There they go.
He does not. He gives up 4. Wow, that's surprising. So big steal of 4 at the end of the 4th end. Klima now 7-1, and we'll be right back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Casting a tighter fair.
Hello, we're back. Welcome to Curling Stadium. I'm Chris Daw with Jim Nix. That was a big end. Klima stole 4, Jim.
Yeah, really, it's just Meacham trying to build something and hadn't really had a lot of luck, but he had a good shot to give himself a chance on his last one, and really had, a pretty simple shot, to be honest. Just a wide open draw to the 4 foot for one, and just came up short.
So here in Swift Current, we're in the 5th. Laycock has hammer, but is down a ton. And remember, we're only playing 8 ends in this tournament, as Klima sits 2.
Yeah, Meacham needs to score. Well, he needs to score a bunch, but he needs to score minimum 2 here to give himself any kind of a chance going into the last 3 ends. And if he gets 2, he's down by 3 with 3 ends to go. Well, that doesn't sound too promising, but it's possible. But if you don't even get 2 here, then you're really pooched, I think, for the base part. But
I'm not sure what the minimum number of ends they have to play here.
Yeah, I'm guessing they don't have. It
might be 6.
Yeah, they might have, but generally speaking, in the bond spiels, just regular bond spiels, they don't usually have a number. TV events and all that are a little different, but they don't count us as TV yet, so just.
Well, we're working on it. Curling Stadium is definitely working on it. So a couple years, who knows?
Exactly, that's the plan.
We might be the new commentators on here.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's see. The corner guards are up to generate the points. And now you'll see him probably throw that center guard up. This might go in a little bit deep. Nice shot.
Yeah. It is. I'm almost a little surprised to see him put a guard up, to be honest, but this one might force Meacham to do something with it, even down 7-1, but I think if I'm throwing that shot, I'm going right into the top of the 8 foot in line with the yellows and going.
Well, again, it could be that they're using this as the setup for Worlds, right?
Yeah.
So where they might play that shot going into the top of the 8, they're just reminding themselves to play the strategy the way they might play it at Worlds. We don't know.
Yeah.
So this one's going to come down.
Not going
to
get by.
Rub the guard, open it up, pop another one in, and not roll on. I think they were hoping for it to roll on, and here we go. They're going to peel this one out.
Yeah, try to take the high one and then maybe pick up that one at the top of the house on the way by.
I love our spectators in the back. Every one of them with their arms crossed.
Funny, I have my arms crossed too, now that you say that.
So he's going to get one. And guard his other one. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So this should be a double takeout.
No, I don't think it'll be a drink. It'll be a draw around the corner guard.
You think so?
Yeah, you're down 7-1. You can't really hit anything, to be honest. So he's got to go around there and hope to build something, then maybe make a double later.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This one looks a little heavy, maybe. Nope. There's popping off that ridge takes a lot of the weight off of it.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's very nicely done.
So he'll maybe follow it in.
Yeah, he can get to it. He can take it out. It's not easy, but you just make sure if you miss this, you hit the guard. That's kind of what you have to do. Make sure you don't go breezing by everything.
Wide open.
Eric Shanovsky. Gentle.
Weiss's last stone of this fifth end. Past the guard. And this looking like a pretty nice shot. He's facing 4 again.
Yeah, that was a very nice shot. Nice control weight and threw it really well. And each him lie there. Move these around a little bit. Indicate a bit of a wall back there. Or he could come around the corner again. Or freeze to the one that they just rolled over there.
And it looks like Mr. Glenn Howard is going to join the men's Switzerland team as coach for the upcoming Worlds.
Yeah, I heard that. I just heard that tonight, actually, at the Curling Club. So, yeah.
It's interesting in Canada how a lot of our top players are coaching for other countries now.
Yeah. Yeah, there are people that don't think that's a good idea or think that that's right, to be honest. And,
looking for an opportunity to get rid of another yellow stone. He gets rid of one, that pops underneath, rubs it a little bit, but rubs underneath and goes out the back. So I guess the good news is they're only facing 3 now.
Yeah. That need to shoot. At this point, you need all your rocks to hang around. So that's certainly not one that you'd love to have happen. Guys are confused. They got too many rocks and too high of a score now. It's just getting confusing.
So I think they're going to load up the other side, perhaps.
Yeah.
With another stone. I think the fans heard us in the back. Now they're all sitting there with their hands in their lap. So uncrossed and hands in the lap.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what they've got. They've got to get it there. They've got to work it. Pretty nice shot. Nice position.
Yeah, threw exactly what was called. So I don't really like that, but it was good. That's what they called. So that's all you can do. So it's called.
So it looks like he's drawing down to the back stone.
He almost decided he'd do that before the skipper knew it. So it seemed like he went.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
But that looks heavy, and it looks like it's it might skirt by here. Has he got it to curl enough?
Hop style of sweeping is kind of the hot trend these days. I don't know what to make of that. 2-foot hop.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that. I've never had to sweep a stone in my life, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've had sweepers. I play Able Body League. I'm a wheelchair driller.
Yeah, I thought you were, so.
And go from there, but yeah, they won't let me play in men's world.
No.
Can't play with the stick. So.
Yeah, we had a couple of wheelchair curlers that played in our regular leagues until this last year. I guess one moved away and one just stopped playing.
So let's see what's coming. The line looks pretty good. You got to stay on it though, because it will take off on them.
Oh, nice throw.
Wow. Okay. I count them up. That's 5 they're laying in there now.
Lukas Klima's actually quietly had a pretty good game. I think he hasn't really missed much that I can recall, and he's had nice control for control of his weight. I mean to say, so it's played well. Is Meacham going to play the freeze here now to the one biting the 4 foot? I think
he's got to do something here.
Yeah.
We know the last time he went to throw a draw, it was, I don't know, 8 feet too short.
At least, yeah. So I'll try to do better here.
Skipper's first stones. He's got to try and generate something here, down by 6 in the 5th end. And is this one going to be heavy?
Freeze is a tough way to manufacture because it's just so hard to throw it where it's not removable.
All right, well, this should be a nose hit to drive it back with a rollover just like that, and that'll put the pressure on him to have to throw tentatively against 6.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's got to make sure that he gets by that top red stone, which with any weight he should.
Yeah, there's lots of room there for sure, and I like the idea of going by, like you say, basically go by and flop that direction rather than going across the other way, because the other way I think you're going to might end up just in the back of the 4 foot or something, and just provides Meacham a little easier draw than he will have if you roll out of the picture there.
Well, we'll see what happens here. It looks pretty good to me. It's got to come over a little bit. I think he's going to flop the opposite way. Needed to go a little bit more. Now he can draw into the pile, give himself a little bit better opportunity. But wow, what a draw. Last time he was drawing against 4. And this time he's drawing against 6.
Yeah. So, in other words, it's not getting much better.
No, not getting much better. And if he misses this, I would think that the game would probably be about it. Let's see what he can do here. He's going to throw a lot more weight on this, I would think, than he did the last time.
Yeah, I think he's trying to play just enough weight just to get there, but
now he may have overthrown it.
Oh, it's going to be close. I don't know if he's going to hang around. He will.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Good shot.
All right, he's got to be happy about that. He only got his 1, but facing 6, Laycock gets 1, and we'll be right back heading into the 6th end.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
The people have spoken, the votes are in, and the players are ready to rock. At curling's first ever All-Star event, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th, where 13 of the world's best men's and women's curlers face off for a star-studded celebrity pro-am, a unique skills competition, and an all-star skins game you won't want to miss. Got a ticket? We'll see you in Music City. Don't have one? Better hurry. They're going fast. The 2025 TCG All-Star Game, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th. Let's rock.
Hi, I'm Jane. And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
Here we go, heading into the 6th end. Boy, was that a draw that they were lucky to make. They were facing 6 and drew and got the 1. So here we are at the Swift Current in Saskatchewan. Jim, what's your thoughts here?
Well, I'm thinking that they're going to need, Meacham's going to need a Swift Current of misses here if he's ever going to get back in this one. So, yeah, it's, it's one thing about it. It takes all the, it takes a lot of the planning out of it. You basically got to go flat out here, and you leave get the guards up as they've done, and then you're going to come around those, and you assume Klima's going to peel them, but I'm not 100% sure. And really try to go hard here. You got to score in this end, and you probably got to score a couple to even keep playing, I think, is the way that they will look at it. But if they can get a couple, then I think they'll keep going. So,
well, the ice seems to be getting a little bit more predictable for them. We knew that they were struggling. And Lukas Klima is sitting 1. As I've got the hiccups here, Jim.
Yeah, I'm a horrible one for hiccups. When I get them, it's just like my wife is always telling me, take 10 sips of water and all kinds of foolishness, and none of it works. So, wow, there's a great shot. Man, he may clean that up in a hurry.
Give us the replay there. There we go. Thank you. This is a nice shot.
Sure, he gets both the reds, and then a bonus is moves the red even off of the back of the house. So,
yeah,
that's a terrific shot by second stone, which is Martin Urich.
Thank you. Even my dog liked it too.
He did. I noticed that. Yeah.
It's hard to tell what this shot is doing.
Yeah.
There's the guard.
Well positioned. Unfortunately for the Meacham squad, really, unless Klima's team makes a couple of really, really bad misses here, then he's just going to have not the opportunity to develop much here.
This is just a peel of the guard. Now the question is, are they going to put it back? And I think they will.
Yeah, they don't have much choice at this point. Just keep putting it back and hope you get some kind of a hit and stick. Maybe even a run back that just doesn't clear the rock off the back.
All right. This one going to curl over enough.
Another peel goes on.
This is the way we suspect it'll go for the rest of this end, and see whether or not they're going to play it out. Close game on the other sheets. Kleider and Bryden are 3-2. And this peel will do what it needs to do. And back it'll go. The rock makes its way down the ice. This one's a little bit further out than the last one. And maybe a little heavier, I think.
Yeah, perhaps. I think he's still okay, though.
Perfect placement. Peel it out. Might get the double.
Yeah, I don't even think you should be thinking about that. You know, it's the only way you get into trouble here is if you go for this double and jam it and leave it there and guard it, and then they come around and all of a sudden they're sitting 2. You don't need that right now. You're up 7-2. Just get rid of the guard. Don't fool around with it. And each of them will have not much choice but to throw it up again. Eventually, you're going to have a wide open hit against maybe 1, maybe 2, but
yeah, jams it on the back. Oh,
yeah.
Hits the hack and gives a little bit of a wobble.
Yeah.
Ice text nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was just a terrible call, really. You just at this level, you just can't do that. You can't try to make that shot that way. It makes no sense. Now he's got to be looking at a couple, you know, I don't understand that.
Well, again, we're not playing the game.
No.
We just get to call it, and we don't always get it right, but, you know, we do get to question it.
Yeah, that's right. Sean Meacham now looked to duck around that.
Skipper's first stone of the 6th end. Down a bunch, down by 5. Trying to generate something here. Get around that corner guard. They got to let it curl over a bit now. They're past the guard, and I think that's what they're really worried about is clearing that guard and, you know, get this down there. That's a nice shot. So now they're going to try and do what they just did. Do the run back.
Yeah. Yeah, this time at least it's not, you know, it doesn't line up in such a way that if you kind of jam it, your shooter probably goes out of the way at least, and you wouldn't have so much stuff in the way. It makes a little more sense to go for it now. It just last shot didn't really make any sense, but anyway, he's got a chance to get out of it now, so it's a relatively short run back, Rob. Not short, but decently short.
Still got to be well executed here in order to do the job, as this is Klima's first stone of the end.
Real close.
Got to come across the face. Gets 1, gets the 2. It sticks around.
Yeah, but what a good game he's had. I mentioned that the last end, and that was a heck of a shot. You know, for all intents and purposes, with hammer, it kind of put it right away there, and you know that red one's never going to come into play now. So the best chance Meacham can do, best thing Meacham can do is get shot rock here and hope. So,
here it comes.
Perfectly
this is
done.
The replay. Very nice shot. Doesn't quite get out, as we mentioned, but did the job.
Yeah.
And there is that other yellow stone at the back of the house. It's just off camera. Not sure if it's in or not. Might be.
Yeah, it's not going to matter either because the red one's going to outcount it, and it's just never going to come into play. So Sean Meacham got to come right around now and try to bury this. So
we've seen him come up short before, so never say never, but he's more than capable of making this shot. So let's make sure that they've got the weight.
Just gonna curl. Looks heavy.
It is heavy, but it does it end up being shot? Yes. I think it is shot.
Yeah, could be. Such thing is too close.
That's a very nice overhead shot, but we can't just see that's going out the back. Thank you.
Good try, though, Matt. Good try. I'm not even sure if he is shot, but either way, if Klima comes down to it and moves it at all, he's going to count at least one, maybe two.
No, probably two.
Yeah. So it's I'll certainly end it. Excuse me.
Well, we know that the most that Laycock could get out of this is one.
Yeah.
Unless it's a disaster. But now they're going to come down to it, bump that stone back just a little bit to get two, and that may be it, unless they're going to play it out.
I don't think they'll. But he's got to make this one. Like I say, he's had a good day, so see if he can. This one's a little tougher than some of the other ones, but no, certainly no tougher than his first one. This one's got to curl.
You gotta let it curl. You gotta let it curl. They gotta go now. They've got to go. And he will, and that'll be two.
That's very well done by Klima.
And that'll be the game. As Klima scores two, and this game will end 9-2. And a little bit surprising to me, Jim, but just not Team Laycock's night.
No, I've seen them play a lot this year. I've done a number of their games, and they are usually very competitive, and just didn't have it tonight. So, lots of games left. They can turn this around tomorrow and get started with a little mini winning streak and see what happens. But good job by the Klima squad. I thought that overall they played quite good, and the skipper himself certainly played really well. So very deserving of the victory tonight.
That'll be it from us tonight at Curling Stadium. On the sheet, again, Klima 9, Laycock 2. I'm Chris Daw, was joined by Jim Nix. We'll see you tomorrow.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.